Hey man, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to another episode. Hey, we're gonna be looking at scary TikToks that keep me up at night. Number 198. So please, before we even start the video, let me like the video before we start. Please like the video, get it up to at least 50 likes. Comment what you think about the video at the end of the video, and also let me know what other stuff that you want me to react to, and subscribe if you're new. And we're gonna get into the video. And we almost reaching 100 subscribers, so once I reach my 100 subscribers, I'm giving away $100, so stay tuned. I'm going to be announcing that real soon, because goddamn, probably like in another couple days that I will reach 100 subscribers. But my next goal, I'm trying to reach that 1,000, man. I'm trying to get monetized. But let's get into the video. Another scary compilation.
The methods of most painful torture in history. Skinning.
Already. I hope that's not Jesus. They skinning that man, and this man got the straight face like, man, this shit ain't shit. I'd be hey, you kill me right now. I don't want to go through that. You skinning somebody, man. That shit hurt. Your skin is burning.
Impalement.
Impalement where? Oh my god.
Crushed by elephant.
What? If you ever play Elden Ring, don't you know the little old ladies that be in the little village and look just like her too. Showing that her on.
Alright, you have a good eye. Look at the person across the street. Like I said in my last video, the Serbian dancing lady is an unnamed woman who dances on the street at night. She will then attack anyone who she hears or sees. It's believed that she is being controlled by a demon, who you can see literally right there.
I didn't see him right there.
An innocent lady that's being controlled by a demon.
Oh.
Or the devil. So she is currently working as the devil's vessel to commit these crimes.
The devil's advocate.
It's scary, not gonna lie.
Jeffrey Dahmer was bad, but have you heard of
Ted Bundy?
Granny Ripper?
Granny Ripper.
She allegedly murdered and ate 13 people. She was caught carrying her victims' remains in cooking pots.
She had a pot full of dicks.
Tiptoe by the window.
While you going in the house, you see you cracked open. Why the oh my, get the fuck out of there.
Do not watch this video if you are easily disturbed. This is this sickening, very recent case of Lily Peters. On the 24th of April 2022, 10-year-old Lily Peters was making her way home from her auntie's house in Wisconsin.
Lily Peters?
She was biking and she was familiar with this route because
Peters
she'd done it
Lily?
many times before. When
Lily
she didn't
Peter?
return home that night,
Peter
her
Lily?
dad reported her missing to police. What transpired was her parents' worst nightmare. Her body was discovered the following day at around 9 a.m. Officers located a bike that ended up being Lily's in the woods near a walking trail at the end of her aunt's street.
What happened?
And her body was discovered shortly after.
What happened?
Disturbing details emerged about Lily's death. She'd suffered blunt force trauma and had been strangled. Her body had then been S.A.
No!
Who on earth would do such a thing to such an innocent little girl? 2 days after she disappeared, police charged Lily's 14-year-old cousin, Carson Peters. He'd allegedly been riding home with Lily when the horrific incident occurred. It's alleged that he punched her in the stomach and attacked her. Now, the case is still ongoing, but he has admitted to the attack. Interestingly, his father is Adam Berger, who is pictured here. He spent 3 years in prison for being a convicted pedophile.
Whoa!
Now, Carson's bail is set to $1 million, and if...
So what if the father did something to him and he took it out on that girl? Cause he, what?
Convicted, he could spend life in prison.
This is what was recorded during an exorcism.
Wann bist du überhaupt hier?
Ich spreche so, dass ich in dem Wald ein bin. Ich trag Idiotnasen noch so lang, bis es lebt wird. Und geht kein zurück. Die in alle Ewigkeit.
So you telling me that these people could like translate demon talk, or I don't know? Is she talking backwards? How you understand her? Because I'm trying to understand her. I don't hear shit.
Anneliese Michel was born in 1952 in West Germany. Her parents were very religious and went to mass twice a week. When Anneliese was just 16, she started to experience severe convulsions and was diagnosed with epilepsy. Anneliese grows up and goes to college. Her classmates describe her as withdrawn and very religious. As time went on, her symptoms only got worse, as she suffered more seizures, which eventually landed her in a psychiatric hospital. She was prescribed medication for convulsions, which didn't help. She then described seeing the devil's face randomly through the day. As the doctors changed her medication, her delusions only got more intense. She began hallucinating while praying, claiming she was hearing demonic voices, that she was damned and would rot in hell. Her stay at the psychiatric hospital was not helping her mental health at all. And sadly, this was the case for many of those who were treated in these institutions. Eventually, Anneliese became intolerant of Christian places and objects such as the crucifix. Doctors changed her medication again, and her symptoms continued to get worse. Sadly, Anneliese died in 1976 of malnutrition. She was only 23 years old.
Damn.
Why is filing your taxes with Free Tax USA different? Well, for starters, our premium...
What? What the fuck? Ugh. Yeah. Close the damn door.
Creepy facts you didn't know about. If you felt that you have been in that place before but never been, it is because you have been there in your past life. Don't sing at 3 a.m. Someone with a deep voice will join you. If you're getting married in your dreams, wake up. You're getting married to a demon.
What?
Real Disney Ghost Stories, sent in by you guys, Part 1. These Disneyland cast members wish to remain anonymous, but here are some stories about the little girl who haunts California Adventure. When I worked in Disney California Adventure, we would sometimes see a little girl and she would show up in the bakery tour alone. And usually by the time we figured out she was alone, she's gone. We asked another cast in the bakery and they said she comes by every now and then and wanders all the way to Little Mermaid. Before Disney California Adventure was built, it was a parking lot and she was hit by a tram, and since then her ghost has haunted the area. It's funny because there's a pattern here. Another cast member wrote to me about this little girl as well in Disney California Adventure. First of all, he says that every land has some sort of ghost. Like every little land in Disneyland has something that
No.
The ghost I experienced the most and will stay with me is the little girl in the Little Mermaid building. She also likes to walk around on the Grizzly Peak side. She even pulled my keys out of my pocket because I wouldn't respond to her while I was cleaning a restroom and she was pounding a stall door. What?
Oh,
that is so
shit.
scary. Here's another ghost story about the same girl. Apparently her name is Jennifer. I work at the restaurant on Buena Vista Street in California Adventure. Jennifer is very well known by cast members. She likes to lock the women's restroom doors. She turns candlesticks on the walls upstairs. I've heard a faint scream in the hallway on the second floor. She's pulled my hair a couple times.
What?
She has shown herself to our custodial at 3 a.m. Have you ever had an encounter with this little girl spirit at Disney California Adventure? Let me know in the comments and keep sending me.
I want to see if that's true now. I want to go to California Adventure and Disney World. I wonder how much that shit costs. But I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What the fuck? And she's well known like that. I was surprised. Yo, is a little girl like malevolent? Little bratty little girl.
More Disney ghost stories.
You have to be careful picking up stuff off the ground.
Stop touching shit.
In the early 1960s, a family of 4 moved into a house in Mexico City. And one day the 10-year-old son is playing out in the yard when he sees something small and shiny on the ground. He doesn't really think anything of it, he just picks it up and puts it in his left pant pocket. But then over the next couple days, the boy starts getting sicker and sicker, and the skin on his left side near his pocket is starting to burn. His mom finds a capsule on him and ends up putting it in a kitchen cabinet with a bunch of other glasses. But over time, the glasses start all turning black. Not only that, but the fingernails of everyone in the family also start turning black. The boy and his family start getting sicker and sicker until one by one,
what the fuck did he pick
the
up?
family dies. And
Oh,
this all started happening when the capsule came into the house. So what was the thing the boy found on the ground? It was a stray capsule of cobalt-60, which is incredibly radioactive, similar to what fell off a truck in Australia in January. If you want to hear more terrifying stories of radiation, you can check them out on the podcast this week.
Let's talk about one of the most haunted dolls in North America.
What?
Before I display him, I highly suggest you comment that you claim no negative energy in this video. Now, before I start, Robert, I respect
Oh, no, not him.
telling your story. In the late 1800s, Thomas Otto and his family moved into a mansion in Key West, Florida. The Ottos were known to be stern with their servants, sometimes even mistreating them.
It better not be black.
Woman who was hired to take care of their son Robert, and one day Mrs. Otto supposedly witnessed her practicing black magic in their backyard and fired her. Before she left, the woman gave Robert a lifelike doll which stood 3 feet tall, had buttons for eyes, and human hair believed to be Robert's. Soon after, Robert chose to be referred by his middle name, Gene, after being scolded by his mother. He told her that Robert was the doll's name, not his. Gene was often heard in his toy room having conversations with Robert. Household objects would be found thrown across the room. Gene's toys turned up mutilated and giggling could be heard. Robert supposedly attacked people, sometimes locking them in the attic. One certain night, Robert was found at the foot of the owner's bed, giggling with a kitchen knife in hand. Robert was later moved to the East Martello Museum in Key West, where he sits perched in a glass box to this day. One employee cleaned Robert, turned off all the lights, and left for the night. The next day, he returned to find lights turned on and Robert sitting in a different position than the night before, and a fresh layer of dust on his shoes. Some say he'll even curse you. If you want to take a picture of him, you may ask politely. He'll tilt his head in permission.
Oh.
Now, I just want to say again, Robert, I respect you, and I am just trying to tell more people about your story. Have you seen Robert in person? Have you ever had any experiences with him?
I don't want to go near Robert.
Comments.
What is some of the craziest stuff people have confessed to as they're dying? Well, in this series, I'm going to read to you some of the craziest ones I could find. This story comes from a hospice nurse that was dealing with a patient who had fought in the Vietnam War. Early on in his treatment, she actually asked him if he had any siblings, and he mentioned that he did have a brother, but he passed away in Vietnam. He also had a wife who had previously passed away, and because of this, he didn't have a lot of people that would come visit him. The man had dementia, and the nurse said that at times it felt like he was digging deep into his brain to find moments from his life that he could describe to the nurse in vivid detail. So one night the nurse comes in, and the man is in really rough shape, like it looks like he's not going to make it through the night. And when she walks in, he starts beckoning her over, like, come here, come here, come here. So the nurse comes over, and the man begins to tell her that his brother wasn't killed by an enemy soldier in Vietnam. He had actually killed his brother. And not only that, but these men were twins. So when the brother died, the other one fully assumed his identity.
I knew it!
In the States. Meaning that when he came back from the war, he took his brother's entire life, including his wife. The man ended up passing away that night, and later on the nurse told his daughter what she had heard. And the daughter did not believe her at all, but then years later, she finds a handwritten confession from her father stuffed in a Bible.
Did this man get stuck in the past? Mike Markham set out to create a time machine. His idea was to use compact lasers to reduce the air pressure going in either pole direction. Mike was a recluse and worked tirelessly on his invention. On one occasion, he even caused a citywide blackout. However, it might have benefited him as he garnered some attention and received anonymous donations. When asked about what he would bring if he could time travel, he simply replied, "My cell phone, however." In 1997, Mike and his work mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Soon afterwards, a news story was uncovered from the 1930s claiming that an unrecognizable man was found crushed in a metal tube on a California beach. The only thing found with the body was a cell phone from the 1990s. What do you think about this? Please comment below.
Crushed in the metal
videos
tube.
on the internet, part 3. Once you see it, you'll never be the same.
When I tell you my heart dropped.
Did you see it?
No.
Play the video again and pay attention to the top right corner.
McDonald's ghost stories.
Oh my gosh, this is so comfortable.
My husband used to complain about every shirt. It was either...
It's that top right corner. That's all I was looking at the whole time, in the top right corner. It's like a face.
Play the video again and pay attention to the top right corner.
McDonald's ghost stories. I was working a late shift cleaning up the restrooms after a busy Friday night.
Dirty ass
While I was
restrooms.
wiping the baby changing area, I heard a strange moan come from one of the stalls. I was the only person in the restroom. I checked the stall to see if it was an animal or something, but nothing was in there. I turned around and in the mirror I saw the reflection of a woman, just her head and torso floating. She was trying to talk to me, but it sounded all garbled and I couldn't hear what she was saying. I ran out of that bathroom so fast. Dude, what? Why is this lady hanging out in the bathroom at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Here's another one. I was a maintenance worker at McDonald's. One of my tasks was cleaning and repairing the playland area. One night I was climbing through the slide.
You don't even see those no more.
I heard a child's laughter echo through the crawl space. It was weird because the restaurant was closed and I was there alone, but I thought it was maybe coming from outside. I turned the corner and saw a little girl in a pink sweater go down the slide by herself.
Hell
I checked
no.
the bottom of the slide to see if she came out of it, but there was no one there. There was a tragic accident a few years back on the road next to our building that involved a family. I always wondered if she was involved in that. I have never seen her since then, but I always feel a presence watching over me. It's really sad.
That's really scary.
There is a ghost of a former customer who haunts our location. What? She was an older lady who would come here all the time.
Of course, it got to be the old lady.
We see her when the restaurant is empty, usually in the early mornings. Her figure sits in one of the booths. She doesn't say anything and only stays a few seconds before her figure vanishes. I still don't know to this day why she chose to haunt this place. Maybe she just loved the food that much. I mean, same. She's not evil though, it's just a little startling sometimes. Do you have a ghost story at a McDonald's or any fast food establishment? Let me know in the comments.
Why I gotta be sideways for? I'm not about to tip my head. Oh!
This man made his victims into burgers. In 1994, Joe Metheny was living in South Baltimore with his girlfriend and their 6-year-old son. He returned home one day from work to find his girlfriend and their child had vanished. She, like Metheny, was addicted to drugs, and Joe imagined. She fled with another man.
With a name called Metheny? Of course you're going to be on drugs. The fucking Metheny.
And began living on the streets with him. He flew in a rage. He looked for them for days. Under his search, he ended up attacking 3 victims. He threw them into the river to hide the evidence. Later on, police arrested Metheny for the murders, and he spent 1.5 years in jail. Without physical evidence tying him to the crimes, Metheny went free. Shortly after being released, Metheny attacked 2 persons who he believed had information on his missing girlfriend. However, this time he would turn his victims into burgers. He would then sell the burger.
Why would they finish it like that?
I feel like kids can see ghosts that we can't see.
Yeah.
This story is about an imaginary friend that was probably something way worse. And if you like spooky stuff, definitely check out my podcast. A woman in Virginia claimed that when her daughter was little, she used to have an imaginary friend that she called Little Michael. And at first it was all the normal imaginary friend stuff that kids do. She would ask if Little Michael could eat dinner with them. She would ask if Little Michael could tuck her in at night. But she also said that if Little Michael didn't do those things, that he would get mad, which the mom thought was kind of weird. But then one day the daughter is drawing, so the mom comes over to see what the daughter's working on. And she had drawn a stick figure of herself holding hands with a ghostly child figure that was in tattered clothes. This isn't the exact photo, but the child apparently had these deep, large black eyes and was holding wilting flowers in the other hand. So So the mom's a little worried and she's like, hey, what are you drawing? And the daughter's like, oh, it's little Michael. The mom said the daughter demanded that that photo be put on the fridge, and after the drawing was placed on the fridge, little Michael just kind of stopped showing up as much. The mom chalks it up to a little kid's imagination, but also says that anytime there's any sound in the house, that's all she can think of.
Who that growling?
I just found the scariest video on the internet. Watch with caution.
These girls were in a carnival.
Man, I can't see.
The strange thing is that there were only 3. Although for people appear in the video. Wait.
I can't even see it, but anyway. Oh, okay. But yeah, that's some creepy shit. That had me at the edge of my seat at the beginning. Man, so the impaling shit. The little Siberian lady. What else? The little girl. Yeah, this shit crazy. A lot of paranormal activity that I would never ever experience in my life. But it's good to hear about it though. But more videos like this on the way. Like I want that fire content. You know, to make me like, what the fuck? That actually have me scared. Like I like scary shit, but scary shit don't make me scared no more. So if I come across something real good that scares the fuck out of me, oh, I'm gonna acknowledge it. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Please like the video. Please get the video up to at least 30 to 50 likes. Comment what you think about the video. Comment whatever what other videos you want me to react to, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.